Hey guys, what is going on? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you guys for joining for today's podcast. My name is Nestor Sanchez. This is my boy.
What is going on, guys? Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated as always. And my name is Ryan Prendez, or Rye the Crypto Guy.
And we are the Master Nodes. So make sure to stay to the end of this podcast to hear some additional resources that we're going to drop for you guys in order to get more zoned into the cryptocurrency space. And I did want to invite you guys to learn about this guy named Jason. He's been teaching us, me and Ryan, so much about business, about trading, about psychology. And we wanted to put him on a podcast for you guys to get some value. So here's Jason.
Awesome, awesome. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on here. I'm very excited to be on with the Master Nodes finally, and get to have a conversation with you guys.
Yes, thank you so much, Jay. Appreciate you for tapping into our podcast. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jay, and your background.
So I am initially from Indiana, born and raised, Midwest boy. And I went to public school up there. I was always taught, go to school, get good grades, go get a good job. I always did really well in school academically. And obviously the next step is what, your parents tell you, all right, let's go to college. That's the next logical step. So I applied to different schools, mostly in Indiana, and eventually went to Indiana University, where I thought business was where it was going to be at. The business school is one of the top 10 in the country. And I said, that's where the money is, right? Let's go into business. And what I started realizing at that point was that a lot of people in the business school, let alone the entire university, had no idea what they wanted to do with their lives. You know how that is. I mean, they were still figuring out their major, and it was more of just going to school that was the important part. And so as I was going through my classes, I started thinking critically, and ended up actually starting a YouTube channel my freshman year with one of my best friends from high school, who was actually my roommate. Long story short, we were able to have one video go viral, and next thing we knew, we had 100,000 subscribers and over 10 million views on YouTube after a couple of years. And we were doing that all part-time while going to the business school. And so I got excited about entrepreneurship right around that point in time, like age 19, age 20. A couple of years later, my partner actually quit the channel, and I kept going with it a little bit here and there, but ended up getting really excited about another business opportunity. Was introduced to the network marketing industry through a nutrition and health and wellness company. And for the first time, really saw someone that was young, didn't have good grades, didn't really have a degree, but was successful. And I was able to find a mentor that really shared with me, all right, you got to start building multiple streams of income if you really want to be successful with your wealth and in business. And introduced me to Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of different resources. And fast forward to now, because of my background, I guess, with my YouTube channel and with business through that business, which I built for a couple of years, I was able to make it down to Florida, which is always somewhere that I wanted to move. By the grace of God, the pieces lined up for me to move down to South Florida. And, now I'm an entrepreneur down here. And also I do several things, but really been blessed up to this point to live in a place I've always wanted to live, and meet cool people, network with guys like you and people that are excited to get to the next level.
Yeah, that's super cool. I feel like you went through like the typical college person just out of high school. What do I do? What is going on? And then you said you kind of touched on network marketing, and that's pretty interesting. Can you give us an insight a bit on what you think network marketing is, or your experience with network marketing? Because I feel a lot of people, they hear network marketing and it's immediate fear or immediate, oh, this is a scam, or, how could you do that? This is just a way,
Absolutely, yeah,
other people to make money, basically. But I feel like a lot of people have been making money in this space in general. Yeah.
First of all, the way I was invited to hear about network marketing, I didn't know it was network marketing going in. I think that's a lot of people's first experience, is that my friend basically called me up. I was in a fraternity at the time in Indiana University, and I'll never forget it. I was actually still kind of in that pledge stage where I had to do things around the house, like clean up for the brothers in the house. And I was getting them ready for a party they were going to have that night. It was during the week, because, in college, there's always a reason to party and have a good time every day of the week and not get things done. But anyway, I was like gonna stay for this party, and I really wanted to do that. And I get a phone call from my friend saying, "Hey, I got a really successful business mentor that I want to introduce you to. He's doing an event in town tonight at one of the apartment complexes, and I count on you to be there." And I originally told him, "I'll think about it. I don't know." I didn't give him a for sure answer. And then, I think everything happens for a reason. Something in me was just saying, like, go check this out. It sounds intriguing. Like, let's go. And that was the night that I met that mentor I mentioned on the previous question, who was 27 and at the time was making every single month what some people don't even make in a year. And I was like, wow, I'm meant to be here for a reason. And so the reason I tell you that is because most people maybe have heard about network marketing, or they've heard about it in a negative or positive way because their friend's friend did it in the past and failed with it. But for me, I came in as a blank slate. I had never even heard about it. So it was like, wow, it's a whole new world. And then when I started backtracking and researching the industry, then I started seeing, okay, there is like sometimes a negative connotation because this is a performance driven industry. This is, in my opinion, the most grassroots form of entrepreneurship available to anyone right now, because you are essentially building your own business through the umbrella of another company, of a product that already exists, and you get paid out on your performance, but residually upon the team and the network that you build. So to answer your question about what I think network marketing is, this is what I tell people every single time I get this question, is it's a lot simpler than you think. It is the idea that a company out there right now, whether it's this coffee shop behind me, whether it's Walmart, whether it's, Macy's, okay, everybody's got to spend money on marketing, or else you're not going to have anybody checking out your products. Now, you can choose the way to spend that money, but I think personally in the 21st century, we're not watching YouTube ads anymore, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip. And they're making it harder and harder to do that. More and more unskippable ads, right? Billboards driving down the highway on the way up here. I passed probably, 20, 30 billboards. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what any of those said. Commercials, football season's back. People aren't really concerned about the commercials. They just want their game to come back. So what network marketing companies said is traditional forms of advertisement are becoming more and more obsolete. Why don't we spend money on people? And the most effective, statistically speaking, form of advertisement there is, which is word of mouth marketing. And so they incentivize you, me, right? Anybody that believes in a product, that's had results with that product themselves, to go out and share that with their friends, or just people they know. And as a result, get paid out with a residual income based on the network they create through that.
Wow, that's honestly interesting to hear. And I think a lot of our viewers out there have now new insight on what network marketing is.
I did want to touch a bit on what you were kind of saying with like the whole advertising portion. When I thought about like how they advertise, it's pretty insane how you're saying like most of the commercials we see are obsolete. Everybody's streaming. Nobody's forced to stay at the TV. It's just on your phone. You could put it down if you really wanted to. And honestly, out of spite, I don't watch YouTube ads. So it's like literally all these things are like popping up, and you would rather hear good advice or, some recommendations from a friend rather than a computer screen or someone who's a salesperson, right? And I think that's the beauty of all this. You're just educating other people on a potential product that could either make them money or, is good for them, depending on what you're selling. But it's all based on word of mouth. It's all based on like personal experience. So I feel like that's where really network marketing excels. And that's where we're gonna like build a lot of wealth. And it's cool is it's kind of like stealthy. You don't really hear about, I Am Academy until somebody tells you about it. And like you're not gonna really see it online unless you're connected with somebody directly. So basically utilizing people and their networks is, I think, a very interesting business model.
Yes, exactly. And for our viewers out there, we're actually partnered with a company called I Am Mastery Academy. And coincidentally, that's where me, Jason, and Nestor all kind of met each other in. Well, me and Nestor knew each other beforehand for those of you that know, but that's where we met Jason through. So Jason, the next question I kind of wanted to ask you is, in your words, what is I Am Mastery Academy? And can you tell us a little bit about your experiences with them?
Yeah, absolutely. So IM Mastery Academy is the company that started actually back in 2013. And funny enough, even though we were talking about network marketing, IM Mastery Academy is an educational company first and foremost, and then has a network marketing model attached to it. You know, a lot of companies out there, it's network marketing first. You can't make money unless you do the business side of it. And the business side, in fact, is everything there is to it, right? Unless you recruit new people and new customers, you're not going to make a single dollar. So what initially got me so excited about IM is that, number one, it had a great reputation. It had been around for years. I got started in 2020 through a friend of mine that introduced this to me from Austin, Texas, as well as another friend who is actually an educator on the platform now. The simple concept was there are skill sets out there that can help people become financially free if they want to take it that far, or make extra cash flow, because in this day and age, especially, it's important to have multiple streams of income if you don't want to continuously have to trade time for money your entire life. So that's what stuck out to me about the platform, was that it was teaching people how to trade in the markets, right, in the foreign exchange markets, understand about cryptocurrency, how to trade it, how to invest in it, NFTs, the metaverse, etc. How people who weren't even interested in the markets could learn how to build an e-commerce store with drop shipping. It's a variety of different umbrellas of ways to make cash flow from your phone, from your computer, and be able to be remote. I mean, I'll be honest, traveling has always been something that I've wanted to have the freedom to go do. Not in a sense of like, wow, my employer is telling me I get 2 weeks vacation for the entire year. Let me go take advantage of that. More about making it part of my lifestyle, to where I didn't have to have a defined number of days that I got off, but my entire life was a vacation. And wherever I went, I was already making money. And so that's what I believed I could start doing through IM. When I got introduced in 2020, that wasn't the first time I had been introduced. I had been introduced once in 2019, once in 2018, and I said no a few times. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people believe that investing, including myself, I believe that investing was all about getting lucky. I believed it was about finding the next Microsoft, the next Apple, the next big thing, putting all your money there and hoping that it goes to the moon and you become a millionaire. Well, when I saw my friend come to me with results that he was consistently having, not just when the market was going up, but actually, funny enough, when COVID started, when the market was going down, this guy was, apologize, dog barking, making money when the markets were actually going down. That's when I realized, wow, this is a skill set that I can make money around the clock with. And so 2.5 years ago, I got started, and now I've been able to completely change my financial situation with this information. And IM has given me a platform to not teach other people what I know directly, because I'm never going to claim to be an expert. I'm still a lifelong student, but it gives me a platform now for people who are interested, and that's growing every single day. People interested in the space and crypto, really understanding what's going on, it gives me a platform to connect them with and say, hey, this is how I learned. Go learn from these same educators, the same information that I had.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what IM has taught me, really, like, in the long scheme of things, is patience. You know, we recently went to a conference in Arizona not too long ago, and in that conference, I kind of learned from a lot of mentors that I interviewed was, patience is key. Whether you're investing or you're trading, it doesn't matter. Patience is what's really going to give you an edge in the market. You could have all these um, strategies that you think are going to be successful, but if you're not patient and you go off of your emotions, then all those are out the door. All those are kind of just a complete waste of time and really won't help you in the end, because you're not patient and because you're just clinging to your emotions, and you're trading or you're investing off of emotions. A lot of the times, we see people investing into an asset that they think, like you said, is going to be the next Microsoft, the next Bitcoin, the next, Amazon, whatever it may be. And then once that asset starts going down in price, they're like, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I lost 50% of my money, which is exactly what some people have been doing now with Bitcoin. They bought at 60K and now it's below 20. And they're like, oh my gosh, I lost like 60% or whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and sell because it keeps going down. I don't want to keep losing money. But what they don't realize is everything's secular. Everything is all patterns and all analytics. And when you look at that, it's doing exactly what it should be doing. They don't realize that. So they're going just off of their emotions. They're seeing their money's dropping down and they're like, you know what? Ah, forget this. I'm out. I'm jumping ship. But then once they start selling, then it's always that sell and then it skyrockets again. They're like, oh my gosh, I could have just held on. If I would have just held on for a couple more months or a couple more days, or even quite literally with Bitcoin, a couple more hours, I could have, made my money back tenfold, And so with that in mind, I think what I Am Academy really has taught me is patience and how to control your emotions.
I think a big part for me was like the business side. I've always wanted to be a digital entrepreneur, and I've geared my life to kind of be that way. And like with Jason, he was saying like he loves to travel, and I'm kind of with him on that boat. Right now I'm in Bakersfield, Jason's in Florida, you're in LA, but we're still able to do all this stuff. And we're still able to hop on a go live session. We're still able to do all these different things to educate ourselves and further our own, I would say our own agendas, because everybody has their own different things that they love to do. I like to free up my time to play basketball. Ryan, I don't know what you love to do.
Trading. I
Trading.
love to trade.
So it really puts you in a position to use your time how you would like to. And I think that's like the biggest asset. And then also you get all these different types of streams of income that you can create. So it's definitely pretty interesting if you're interested in business or in digital entrepreneurship in general, literally teach you how to get there and how to be successful. And then you could shake hands with the people who are already there, right? They're already where you want to be. Ask them a few questions. We got tons of great information from just that convention from asking a few questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned exactly how to make, at the convention, as they put it, cheeseburgers. Make all the cheeseburgers that you want.
Exactly.
So finally, Jason, we kind of just wanted to end this podcast with asking you one tip that you have for investors or traders when they're first starting off on their journey.
Absolutely. Go into it with the right mindset. Okay. Mindset is 95, if not higher, percent of this, because like you were saying earlier, expectation of the markets is something that people do based on emotion a lot of the times. Like the people who bought Bitcoin at $60,000, they expected it to continue going up because, oh, everybody's getting into it right now. I might as well get into it. So if you go in with a long-term mindset of, I'm going to learn the way these markets move, the way the cycles happen, then you're not going to have so much disappointment when it doesn't go your way in the short term, right? A lot of people want it to happen overnight, and we're in a society that is very instant gratification. So if I would have had more of a long-term mindset going in, I would have been making decisions on a micro scale of like, wow, I really need to get into this trade right now. So when you have that long-term mindset, you can develop the right patience. And that's so, so important with trading in the markets, just in life, right? Because things are supposed to happen at certain times. And we're all young on this call, right? We haven't been through a ton of bear markets, right? We haven't been through a ton of different things. So getting that wisdom from people who have had a long-term mindset and have been able to make actual wealth in our space, that's more important. I think the only way you get that is going in, not saying this has to happen this month. If it doesn't happen on my clock, I'm quitting, right? No, if you stick and stay and you understand that this is the place to be to get the information you need, then you'll be around for the long term and you'll have the results that you're looking for.
Well, that kind of wraps up today's podcast. Thank you, everyone, for tapping in. Appreciate you, Jason, for tapping in.
Thank you, guys.
You don't understand. Like, this man has been dropping gems for us since day one. So appreciate you, Jason. And remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at The Masternodes. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all your favorite podcast sources. Remember to visit our website, www.themasternodes.com. Again, that's www.themasternodes.com, and subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information. Now, Jay, do you want to let our viewers know a little bit about you and your socials before we tap out?
Sure. Yeah. First of all, guys, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a blast. You guys can follow me at Instagram at Jason J Gonz, Gonz, Jason J Gonz, and you can also follow me on TikTok at the same. I'm just Jason Gonzalez on Facebook for anyone who wants to connect on there. And thank you guys so much once again.
Absolutely. We appreciate you for bringing on as well. Thank you for your time. And we did want to talk about a bit about our Discord. Our Discord is meant for anybody who's trying to make money. So if that is you, definitely send us a DM and we'll shoot you that link over. Basically, we're there to help everybody grow in the community. We're going to be dropping some Zoom calls that you guys can hop in, great news information, market structures, things that you can all enjoy and learn from. So we did talk about this in the podcast. We actually are partnered with a multi-million-dollar industry. They are called IM Mastery Academy. They can literally teach you anything about digital entrepreneurship. They can teach you about e-commerce, trading, stocks, bonds, Forex, the futures market, and basically teach you how to make money online. They literally have educators that are meant to go out of their way to help you with your journey. So if you guys are interested, as always, you can DM us, comment below. We'll send over some more information for you guys. And as always, we appreciate you for being on our podcast. Have a great day and try your best to choose kindness.
Yes, thank you everyone for tapping in. Much appreciated as always, and bless up.
Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.